A tale about Eeyore. Welcome in, adventurers. Come on in and have a seat. Relax and prepare to enjoy yourself with the next of tales from the Spore. Today's tale is about one of our sporeling's dogs. As we all should know by now, our sporeling here loves his dogs. Big dogs, tiny dogs, red dogs, blue dogs. One of the dogs that he spent a great deal of time with was Eeyore. Eeyore got his name from Winnie the Pooh. Eeyore was a huge dog, or so the sporeling says. He had a gray and black coat and had the shape of a wolf. No one came into the yard with Eeyore around. The sporeling knew that when he was outside, he was safe. No one or nothing was going to bother him. One early Saturday morning, the sporeling awoke. He could smell his mom's cooking in the kitchen. The smell of bacon and maple syrup filled his nose. On his way to the kitchen, he stopped by the front door. Just outside the screen door was his dog, Eeyore. Seeing the little sporeling, Eeyore started flopping his big tail up and down. Ka-thunk, ka-thunk, ka-thunk. "Good morning, Eeyore," the little spore whispered to him with the ka-thunk, ka-thunk, ka-thunk. The sporeling scurried off to breakfast and ate as fast as he could, sneaking some brown sugar toast out to his canine best friend. He always snuck him snacks, and when he could, it didn't matter what he had, he shared it with Eeyore. As Eeyore enjoyed the treat and the rubbings from the spore decided to take a little bike trip to see his granny. Granny lived only 200 yards away, just down the hill. Seeing the sporeling grabbing his bike, Eeyore perked up. He knew they were about to start an adventure. So down the hill they went, screaming, "Woo!" and barking all the way down. Once the sporeling got to Granny's, Eeyore flopped into the flower bed with a thump. Dust flying and clumps of dirt shifting. With a quick pat on the head, the sporeling shot inside. After some time had passed, the sporeling emerged from the house. Eeyore was still laying where he had flopped down at earlier, and with the scene, the sporeling, his tail began to flop with the ka-swoosh, ka-swoosh, ka-swoosh. In the sporeling's hand was a little sack. Inside that sack, Eeyore knew was the word snack. Granny was known to give out plenty of snacks for the sporeling to enjoy throughout the day. As the day went on, the sporeling and his dog were seen going back and forth from the crop field to the woods where the sporeling always played. In the distance, the two could hear the sounds of a snapper lawnmower as it was making passes in the meadow behind his home. Lunchtime came and passed, and the sporeling never left Eeyore's side. They snacked on chips, pickles, and canned cheese. Typical snack for our little sporeling. The sporeling and Eeyore made their way back up to the house and to the meadow. The meadow was freshly mowed, and the springtime sun was making the grass look very welcoming to Eeyore. Laying in the sun was one of Eeyore's favorite things to do. Under a pecan tree was a large pile of grass clippings. Eeyore couldn't resist. He began pushing and digging at the pile. After he felt the pile had been properly prepared, he followed up with his signature flop, this time sending small and loose grass into the air. This spot was amazing. It had just enough sun hitting it to warm the grass, but enough shade to keep Eeyore cool. It didn't take long for Eeyore to slip into an afternoon nap. The sporeling could see Eeyore as he dreamed in the springtime shade, with little kicks sending grass out to the pile and yelps and barks. Suddenly, Eeyore snapped awake. Something had joined him in the grass pile and was touching him. As Eeyore looked down at what was touching him, he was able to relax. It was his sporeling that had curled up with him, right against his furry belly, where he would be safe in the grasp of his paws. With a few belly rubs, it was not long, and both had dozed off to sleep. Most of the afternoon had passed, and no one had bothered the sporeling and his dog. Safe and secure all day was the sporeling with his dog. They both were awakened by the call of the sporeling's mother, calling him for dinner. A little itchy, but feeling a day's worth of happiness, the sporeling got up and Eeyore, and they made their way to the house. Coming up the brick steps to the front porch, the sporeling stopped. and with a creaking from the screen door spring, the sporeling was inside, but not without a few head scratches to Eeyore from the sporeling. As the screen door popped shut, the sound of Eeyore flopping down onto the hardwood porch could be heard, ka-thunk, with the rapid thunk, 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 thunk. And with that, the sporeling reappeared with the hot dog and a bun that he had snuck from the table before everyone was seated. After all, he had to reward him for keeping him safe and protected from all the evil spirits, aliens, and creatures that roamed the forest nearby. And every night, as the sporeling laid in bed, he could hear the occasional ka-thunk and scratch from Eeyore on the porch. The sporeling knew he could sleep tight, and not even the bed bugs would dare bite for fear of the wolf dog, Eeyore.